Okay guys, thanks for logging on to another track battle here with Evo TV. We've got Superbike versus Supercar, and we've got two world champions. We've got Neil Hodgson here, world Superbike champion, and we've got Dean Stoneman, Formula 2 world champion and current GP3 driver for Marussia. Let's see how we get on. This is Evo's very own long-term test Audi R8 V10 Plus, the car that has appeared in Evo's fast fleet in mag and app during 2014. It will do 198 miles per hour flat out and 0 to 60 in around 3.8 seconds. It has Quattro four-wheel drive, a manual 6-speed gearbox, and of course that wailing 542 brake horsepower V10 engine. There are no turbos or hybrid packs here, just a 5.2 litre naturally aspirated gem of an engine. Okay Dean, over to you. Tell me your first impressions of this Audi R8 and this track actually.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been to this track. It's quite a technical little track here in the Audi R8 with a lot of power behind us. It's it's a great car, but at the moment it's quite hard to get the road tyres working on the track.
You know, you're one of the hot talents in single-seater racing at the moment. You've had a year in Porsche Carrera Cup as well. Have you ever driven a manual race car before?
No, I've never driven a manual race car, and it's quite an experience change to start driving a road car on the racetrack in a manual form. Even on the road, I don't drive a manual car. Any racing driver should be able to heel and toe. It should be just a natural progression through your formulas.
So what's the key to fast driving, whether you're a race driver in a single seater or whether you're a supercar driver? What are the keys to getting a quick lap?
It's all about being smooth really. There's no point going 150 miles an hour, braking as late as possible. It's about keeping the minimum speeds up throughout the corners and to keep it nice and flowing really. But anyone can brake late, anyone can get on the gas early, but it's not good for the tyres or the brakes.
Does this actually feel fast to you? It feels fast to me.
It doesn't feel quick to me, no, but it's just, it's quite a handful for a big car.
Yeah.
Especially on this track we're on today. It's quite technical and the car change of direction is very positive on the front, but on the power it's got quite a lot of understeer as the rear wheels are trying to push the front on. As you can hear, we're up to 8,500 at the moment, 150 miles an hour, and we've got the carbon ceramic brakes are amazing on this car.
So we've dropped a fair bit of pressure out of these tyres, haven't we? Because we were struggling earlier. Whee!
Yeah, earlier on we done some laps, but I found bleeding the pressure out of the tyres just helped it a little bit. Just got a few more laps out of the tyres, and as you can see, the tyres are getting nice and warm. We're getting some four-wheel drifting going on. I think it'll be a tough one to see if this car's faster than the Ducati. Looking the way that Neil was riding the bike today, I think it's quite hard for this sort of car to be as quick as that on a track like this. But the change of direction on the Audi is very good.
Well, it's probably time we set that fast lap then. Into the tricky first corner, Dean brakes from 95 miles per hour down to 55 miles an hour, then modulates the throttle through the chicane and into the long left-hander onto the main straight. The R8 gets exceptional traction through here and will need to if it wants to match the Ducati's top speed at the end of the straight. At 141.62 miles per hour peak speed, Dean hits the brakes hard and sheds 85 miles per hour. He expects the Ducati to pull a higher top speed, but is hoping to brake much later. Then it's 56 miles per hour apex speed through the left-hander, back up to 90 miles per hour, then down to 50 miles per hour for the long left-hander, before back on the gas hard for the wickedly tricky high-speed right-left-right. Here, the R8 never drops below 90 miles per hour, a very impressive effort from Dean. The final two corners are taken at 49 miles per hour and 39 miles per hour respectively, with Dean driving through a snatch of oversteer on the exit of the final corner. It's a great lap, but can it beat the mighty Ducati? Neil Hodgson's 1199 Ducati Panigale R has a rather weedy 1.2 litre engine, in car terms at least. However, this is no ordinary engine. With 192 brake horsepower, it is the most powerful production twin-cylinder engine in the world. Not only that, but the Ducati only has to pull 164 kilograms against the Audi's 1,570 kilograms. In terms of power to weight, the Ducati murders the Audi with an incredible 1,190 bhp per tonne against the Audi's 351. Trick Olin suspension and Brembo brakes complete the Ducati's spec.
Well, it's hard to believe 2 weeks ago I rode around the famous Indianapolis Speedway. 1 week ago I was in the Czech Republic riding around the amazing Brno circuit. And thanks to the Evo guys, look at me now. Here I am round Blyton Park in the heart of Lincolnshire. Actually, it's quite a good little circuit. Let's see what it's all about. It opens up really nicely. 80 mile an hour, 90, 100, 110, 120, 30, 40, 50 mile an hour. We're in fifth gear, 160 mile an hour down the back straight, hard on the brakes. All the way down second, got to brake really hard into the apex. Knee on the ground, hard on the fallout here. Whoa, that's so physical. The bike just wants to wheelie out of your hands. Down this long double apex corner now. Got to be careful on the side of the tyre not to be too aggressive with that throttle. Now this is the fast bit, the fastness at the back of the track. You've got to commit yourself a lot. And then hard on the front, hard on the brakes, the back end slides around into this last corner, the tricky right-hand corner. Like I said, there's only one right-hand corner on this track, so you've got to be careful. Right, so here we go. There's my flying lap of Blyton Park. On the start, finish straight, third gear. Hard on the brakes into turn one. It's quite a longish corner. Got to be careful, just really tricky little chicane. Really physical, a lot of work there through my legs. Bike slides nicely. Right, 130 mile an hour, 140, 150, 160, 170 miles an hour down the back straight, hard on the brakes, all the way into the corner. Knee down, let's get the bike sliding. This is a tricky section, it's a double apex. I've not missed the corner, we've got wide, the apex is all the way back here. Hear me breathing, it's really physical, this little track. Really physical, there's no rest. Through the fast bit at the back of the straight and in towards the last corner. I'm definitely on a good lap. I hope I beat this car. I also won't leave it down with my mates. A bit wide there, so that's not cost me too much time. Into the last corner, let's cut the corner. Cut it nicely. Hold on the power. Watch the time, guys. Well, I hope I beat the car. Superb.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to find out whether the motorbike was faster or the car, but I give it all I could. I put the best lap in that I could. But it's going to be difficult seeing a motorbike down the straights. The speed it was carrying was unreal, but hopefully I give it the best I could and we'll find out what the lap time was.
Honestly, I have had so much fun today. There's been a bit of pressure involved though. I mean, it's, you know, this is the old argument. It's cars versus bikes. And Blyton Park, I've got to say, I've never ridden around it before. It's a technical little track. It's difficult. It's really, really narrow. And one of the things on a motorcycle that's quite difficult is the edge of the track. There's a little bit of gravel in some places. So if you run wide, for example, you're in trouble. So I had to respect that. But it was a tough challenge. I think this bike suits all tracks because, I mean, it's got a lot of grunt, a lot of bottom end. It's a handful round here because you've just short of 200 brake horsepower, you know, and these bikes want to breathe. They want you to be able to just open them up. I mean, but the beauty of this track is it's got a lovely long back straight. So, you know, I got up to speeds of just short of 170 miles an hour, so not hanging about. Yeah, I think I gained time around this track on the acceleration. You know, there's a few slow corners, and this thing it's got so much power. And I had new tyres on, so I got quite a lot of grip as well. And it's interesting going back around the track, you can see the black rubber that I've laid down, you know, because I'm the only one riding round. And, you know, I think punching between the corners is where my advantage, and probably that little bit of top speed at the end of the straight. I think the car can possibly cut the inside of some of the corners and afford to run out wide. So I think the car's got an advantage there, but definitely acceleration and top speed. You know, I've got a lot of pressure. I'm going to let a lot of people down if I'm not fastest today, so Honestly, I've really enjoyed it, but I was a bit nervous before we started, and I can honestly say this, I couldn't have gone any faster. I was pretty close to the edge.
Well, Neil, you took it to the edge and yes, you were faster than the car. Despite some world-class driving by Dean Stoneman, Hodgson's Ducati Superbike beats the Audi Supercar. If you break the lap down into sections, the bike hit a higher speed into turn 1, 107 miles per hour versus 95 miles per hour for the Audi. Apex speed was similar at turn 1, with the Audi at 55 miles per hour against the Ducati's 53 miles per hour, but onto the straight, the Panigale gained a huge advantage by accelerating to a VMAX of 164 miles per hour against the Audi's 141. However, the Audi needed just 250 metres to brake into the tricky left-hander at the end of the straight, with the Ducati needing another 25 metres, albeit from a higher top speed. The next 2 corners were even in terms of apex speed and braking distance, but the Audi carried 8 miles per hour more speed through the fast S's. At the end of the lap, the Audi nailed the tricky right-hander of 49 miles per hour versus the Ducati's 41 miles per hour. Neil was perhaps a tad more cautious on the cold right side of the tyre, but on the final corner, both hit 40 miles per hour at the apex. Over the line, the Audi nailed a 103.40. Just over 2 seconds slower than the Ducati with a 101.36. Surprisingly, perhaps, the motorbike all but matched the car for apex speed despite a smaller rubber footprint. As expected though, the Audi R8 braked harder and had shorter stopping distances, but it was the sheer outright grunt of that thunderous V-twin and the quite epic power-to-weight ratio that won the day for Ducati. So in this car versus bike track battle, after 2 defeats by the cars, the motorbike finally wins. Click the videos on screen to watch more of Evo's epic track battles, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.